So we've got a good understanding now of our capabilities, of some of the outcomes and things that we can do together to achieve these outcomes. Let's talk a little bit about the competitive ecosystem that Talend is engaged in. So Talend has been around for quite a while, as Susie mentioned, going back to 2005, really focusing on not only loading data warehouses and traditional ETL, but also using web services and much, much more, which kind of gives us a leg up in terms of how we're addressing the needs today within the technology ecosystem. So we've got a lot of great advantages and some great innovations that have really put us on the map. We do see a lot of the usual suspects, and here I've just outlined a few of them. Going from left to right, Fivetran is a company that focuses on pretty much simple data ingestion capabilities. The vast majority of their opportunities are cloud data warehouse, and they're simply moving data. So it's a good corollary to our Stitch data loader solution. They really don't have the data quality and the data governance built in. So as we compare Fivetran and even Matillion to our capabilities with data quality, data preparation, data catalog, and much, much more, these solutions tend to fall short. And they certainly can't handle the scale of data that most organizations will find that they're going to require. So a lot of these are short-term projects, quickly move the data up there. As soon as it comes time to operationalize the data, to be able to apply rigor to it for the needs of the organization, these tools fall short. They also don't have a ton of sources and targets. They're traditionally mostly cloud-oriented. So you're probably going to miss out on a lot of those on-prem applications like ERP, CRM, and much, much more. Okay. And neither one has really a solution for creating APIs to leverage those across, again, mobile applications and information trading with other applications and solutions. And on the far right, Informatica, been at this for a very, very long time, right? Lots of capabilities. Ironically enough, they don't have a standalone or a purpose-built data ingestion solution. So that's certainly an opportunity where I think Talend has a bit of a leg up compared to Informatica. And then looking at the additional other capabilities, they do have data quality, but if you've ever seen a demo of their data quality, it looks like a separate tool. That's because it is. With Talend, you're not going to see that. With Talend, it is literally built into the fabric of everything that we do in our studio, data preparation and more. So we've got some advantages there against Informatica, not to mention the advantages around innovation, our legacy in open source and where we've kind of come from that really sets us apart from vendors like Informatica. There's a lot more competitors than these popping up all the time. So one of my challenges for you is to become a student of the industry. Definitely keep up on reading about some of the new entrants, the capabilities, but also we're just going to assume that vendors like Fivetran and Matillion are going to continue to add capability, but it does take a long time to be able to get to where we are today with our integrated data fabric solution. The other thing to think about when you're getting into a competitive situation is, what do I want to do about this? Okay. In some cases, we do want to go head-to-head. We want to do the rip and replace or the offloading and things like that. But in some cases, there's an opportunity for us to partner. Okay. So typically, if we're looking at hand coding, replacing a hand-coded solution for big data, Spark, SQL, et cetera, there's no doubt that Talend's approach will have tremendous opportunities to get all of these wonderful outcomes I've talked about. So we want to replace those. We want to get those out of there right away. We do go head-to-head against Informatica, IBM, and Ab Initio quite often. But more than likely, a rip and replace isn't a viable strategy unless we look at using the blade bridge technology that I mentioned earlier. So there, it's really taking on new workloads. We call that a disruption or a coexist strategy, so that all the new workloads are being able to use all of the things that Talend brings in terms of capabilities, ease of use, and much more. We also want to compete when we're talking about big data integration opportunities and cloud data warehouse integrations. Both of those are areas that we really shine. We have some significant great wins against all of the usual suspects, as well as some of the others that have played in these as well. So those are the ones we want to go after. Now, there are some spaces where the best opportunity for us is to perhaps what we call fragment or complement the solution. So for example, if they're looking at an existing ingestion project and they just for some reason have chosen one of the other vendors out there, we can help make it better by incorporating things like data quality, our API services, and much more, delivering capabilities that maybe some of those vendors don't have. So that applies to ingestion, as well as data prep, and certainly those cloud platform tools. If you're familiar with Azure Data Factory and AWS Glue, they've got some great tools, but they're really just a tiny bit better than hand coding. So if you need something that's going to deliver predictable enterprise quality and scale outcomes, that's really where you need your customers to talk to Talend. So there's some different approaches. You don't always want to go head to head. We want to choose the right opportunity for our customers to be able to get the win, establish ourselves as the trusted advisors along with our valuable partners like you, and then grow the opportunity space.